Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Welcoming you all to this Sunday edition of the Cricket Happenings show. Yes, I do have a bit of a soreness in my throat, but as I always told you, cricket is a great passion for me. I would like to talk about it. And we had one sensational game that happened today in the Indian Premier League, and that was between the Royal Challengers Bangalore taking on strong contenders Kolkata Knight Riders. And what a match! I mean, Kolkata Knight Riders were bowled out for 131, with spin actually playing the primary role. And 131, one would have said that, Royal Challengers are just going to breeze through that. But let me tell you, today, Royal Challengers were subjected to the ignominy of having their lowest ever, not lowest, the lowest score ever scored in Indian Premier League history, as the Royal Challengers Bangalore were bowled out for 49 runs. Thus, Kolkata Knight Riders getting a dream win by 82 runs, defending 131. And the reverse thing happened. In the morning, initially, when the RCB bowlers were bowling, it was the spinners' domination. But Gautam Gambhir probably sent something into this pitch. When the RCB were batting, he also made some very smart field changes. Even for Virat Kohli, he made some smart field changes, and it worked out. In fact, they bowled out the RCB for 49, a pathetic display by the RCB. As I said, they now have the record, for all the wrong reasons, of the lowest score ever scored in IPL history. And this was something which was a real tragic one for the RCB. So I'll be talking about that match in greater detail, no doubt about it. The next match that we'll be talking about is the 26th match of the IPL that happened between Kings 11 Punjab and Gujrat Lions. Kings 11 Punjab mustered 188 for 7 and restricted the Gujrat Lions to 162 for 7 to win the match by 26 runs. And also the thing that one has to talk about as far as the Pakistan-West Indies third day of the first test is concerned, it was Younis Khan actually becoming the first Pakistani player in test history to have surpassed 10,000 runs in test cricket, and congratulations to him. So I will come back to that, but first let's head to the 27th match between Kolkata Knight Riders and Royal Challengers Bangalore. Now, let's first talk about the toss. It was played at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata, so definitely the home ground for the Kolkatans, for the KKR fans. And Kolkata Royal Challengers were the one who actually won the toss, and they sent the home team Kolkata Knight Riders into bat first. As far as, again, it was a similar tale of Sunil Narine being promoted as an opener with Gautam Gambhir, and Sunil Narine did his job to absolute perfection. Once again, the bashing started. This time it was Samuel Badri who was getting the whack. Normally Samuel Badri is a economical bowler, but for Sunil Narine, nothing matters. The only thing matters for Sunil Narine is throwing the willow at the ball, and that's what he precisely did. As he just slammed 34 of 17 deliveries with 6 fours and 1 6 to add 48 runs in just 22 balls with Gautam Gambhir, and as usual Gautam Gambhir had only 14 runs of those, and the score had reached 48. But the first wicket to go was Gambhir, who was out to Mills for 14 of 11 balls with 1 4 and 1 6. But Narine did his job to perfection. He was there till the score reached 65. At that time, he was allowing Robin Uthappa to do the scoring, and then Sunil Narine was out for 34 of 17 balls. And what a player Sunil Narine is turning out to be in this IPL. Every time he has taken the bat, he gives the ball a real thwack, and that's what he precisely did. Robin Uthappa was elbowed, and suddenly we saw that the the RCB spinners were really, spinning a real web around the batsman, and runs were not easy to come by. Uthappa was out for 11. Manish Pandey was out for 15 to the bowling of Yuzvendra Chahal. Pathan was stumped by Yadav, bowled Chahal for 8 of 8 deliveries. Surya Kumar Yadav, who has been having a very bad IPL, one could say, was a victim of the bowling of the left-arm spinner Pavan Negi, 50 on 90 in deliveries 1-4. Grandholm was out for naught to the bowling of Chahal. Chris Woakes was the only one who really gave Calcutta Knight Riders something to bowl at. In the end, even 131 proved a very big score for the RCB, as we all know. Chris Woakes, 18 of 21 balls, 3 fours. Kaudaline, 2. Umesh Yadav, another 2. Kuldeep Yadav was bowled by Arvind for 4. 131 all out. And the spinners were the ones who ruled the roost. Pavan Negi, 3 overs, no maiden, 2 for 15. 4 overs, 3 for 16 for Yuzvendra Chahal, bowled brilliantly. Binny, 1 over, 1 for 9. Arvind, 1 for 27. Tymal Mills, 2 for 31. And 4 overs, 1 for 33. But the real tale starts off with the Royal Challengers Bangalore, as 131 was a piece of cake for the Royal Challengers Bangalore. One does not know what did Gautam Gambhir see in it. Gautam Gambhir summoned his best bowler, the best pace bowler, Nathan Coulter-Nile into the mix. And Nathan Coulter-Nile was the one who actually started off by getting rid, and it was a very smart field placement as far as Gambhir was concerned. Gambhir showed some good captaincy by getting a second slip on for Virat Kohli against Coulter-Nile, and Virat Kohli fell a victim, caught by Pandey for naught. So that was a big wicket. In the first over itself, Nathan Coulter-Nile had priced out Kohli, and that was a big wicket for them. After that, Mandeep Singh drove a ball from Umesh Yadav. He was gone for 1. The next to go was A.B. de Villiers. A.B. de Villiers was caught behind by Robin Uthappa trying to hook a shot, got a top edge. Uthappa taking the catch of Nathan Coulter-Nile, and Nathan Coulter-Nile was on fire because he had taken Virat Kohli, he had taken A.B. de Villiers, but Gale was there at the opposite end, and then Jadhav came in, and in the next over, Nathan Coulter-Nile took another important wicket. Now of KKR Jadhav for 9 of 7 balls with 2 fours, which made it 24 for 4, and Chris Gale was the hope there, still there. But then Chris Gale himself was a victim, and that's what Gautam Gambhir probably realized. One was probably thinking that spin would be the one way to go, but Gautam Gambhir decided to have a different approach. He decided to press all his pace bowlers into action. Probably they came with a real plan as to how to bowl, and the bowlers stuck to the plan, and they bowled a wonderful line and saw to it that they forced the RCB players to make mistakes. And that's what precisely happened. Nathan Coulter-Nile, 3 overs, no maiden, 21 runs on 3 wickets. Umesh Yadav, 3 overs, 1 for 15. Chris Woakes, 2 overs, 3 for 6. And Grandholm, 1.4 overs, no maiden, 4 runs on 3 wickets. Look at the way they demolished this RCB to actually force them to post the lowest score in IPL history of 49 all out. A.B. de Villiers was gone for it, Jadhav for 9, and this was 3 big wickets that Nathan Coulter-Nile had got to actually break the back of the Royal Challengers Bangalore innings. After that, Binny fell a victim to the Woakes, 8 of 9 balls, 2 fours. Pavan Negi, Grandholm took over. He cleared up the lower order. Grandholm. Pavan Negi was LBW for 2. Badri was LBW, Woakes for naught. Grandholm had Tymal Mills caught by Kuldeep for 2, and Pandey caught Chahal of Grandholm for naught. And this Royal Challengers Bangalore innings looked, the scorecard looked like a telephone number, with not a single player actually getting into double digits, with the highest score being 9 runs scored by Kedar Jadhav. And Royal Challengers Bangalore was subjected to absolute humiliation at the Kolkata, and also they were 49 all out in just 9.4 overs. There's absolutely no excuses. I mean, Gautam Gambhir has to be credited. Not a single spinner there was no Kuldeep Yadav used, there was no Sunil Narine used, and look at the way Gautam Gambhir handled. I mean, defending 131, bowling out. Now, probably that is something which has become a sort of a real sort of a routine, because yesterday we saw how Mumbai Indians defeated Sunrisers Hyderabad, defending a very low total of 142, and today Kolkata Knight Riders defend such a low total, and they bowl out the Royal Challengers Bangalore for the lowest ever score registered in IPL history. And this was absolutely pathetic, one could say. And it was Nathan Coulter-Nile was given the man of the match. What a spell of bowling from Nathan Coulter-Nile. Really stuck. He was getting what one saw is that probably Gautam Gambhir saw that there was movement in the pitch. He told the pace bowlers to concentrate on line and just keep the ball moving. And the ball really, they moved the ball. And all those bowlers, if you see Nathan Coulter-Nile, Umesh Yadav, Granholm, Vokes, they love to actually move the ball, move the ball from the batsman. And they did it to perfection. That was the key. And that's what they did. And as I said, RCB can have absolutely no excuses. And such a marquee team like RCB has been subjected to such gross humiliation, one could say. But one can only spare a thought for them. But well, one can say that Kolkata Knight Riders absolutely demolished the Royal Challengers Bangalore team and subjected them to utter humiliation. So that is as far as Kolkata Knight Riders and Royal Challengers Bangalore was concerned. The next match, the 26th match that happened at the Saurashtra Cricket Association Stadium in Rajkot. Gujrat Lions were taking on the Kings 11 Punjab. And Kings 11 Punjab, they didn't have a good start. They lost Manan Vora pretty early with Singh, actually Nathu Singh getting his wicket for 2. But Hashim Amla played a graceful knock. I mean, he was playing with absolute poise. His driving was impeccable. And his wrists were beautifully turning around as he carved 65, 40 doubles, 9 fours, 2 sixes. Sean Marsh made a 30 of 24 balls, 4 fours and 1 6. Maxwell Biff 31 of 18 deliveries, 1 4 and 3 sixes. Stoinis 7, but Akshar Patel gave a bit of a sort of the final thrust to the innings by slamming 34 of 17 deliveries, 3 fours and 2 sixes, which 2 sixes he hit very good sixes, one over the mid wicket, one over the mid on. Saha was run out for 10 and 188 was the final tally for the Kings 11 Punjab. 88 for 7 of their 20 overs. Agarwal, who was actually making his debut today, Shubham Agarwal made his debut, and he actually he was the one who actually started the operations. In fact, the Gujarat Lions captain Suresh Raina wanted to see whether he can do what Washington Sundar did yesterday against Mumbai Indians. Washington Sundar what he did, and so 4 overs, none for 40, 1 for 42 was Agarwal's figures. NB Singh 1 for 7 provided the breakthrough. Raina 1 over for 6. Basil Tumpy 4 overs were carted today for 44. Ty 4 overs 2 for 35. But Dwayne Smith bowled 1 over, which Akshar Patel really slammed him all round, but also lost his wicket to Dwayne Smith. 1 over 18 runs and 1 wicket. Gujarat Lions in their chase. They lost Brendan McCullum very early when he was LBW, bowled Sandeep Sharma for 6. But after that, Aaron Finch was also sent back by Mohit Sharma for 13 of 12 balls after hitting a beautiful 6 through the offside. But Suresh Raina and Karthik consolidated the Gujarat Lions innings by pushing the score on with Suresh Raina really placing the ball in the gaps and was looking in good nick. Dinesh Karthik was also looking pretty sharp, but there was definitely, one could see that they were in a bit of a pressure because the spinners were doing a good job. Mohit Sharma did a good job, and then the Kariappa, the cannonball spinner, and Akshar Patel, especially Kariappa, was doing a good job. When I had a good look at Natarajan too, he was a bit odd with his line today. He was bowling a bit short, one could say. And Suresh Raina and Karthik pushed on the score to 70. But this was the big wicket that the Kings 11 Punjab needed to get back into the match, and they did, with Suresh Raina being snapped up. Maxwell taking a very good catch. As I mean, the ball was just going to sail. Probably Raina was expecting this ball to actually sail over for a 6 into the spectators, and that was the time. It was Glenn Maxwell, the captain, actually plucking it from thin air before the ball actually passed the fence. That was a wonderful job by Maxwell. Beautiful catch. 32 of 24 balls, 4 fours. Dinesh Karthik was there, so that was the hope for the Gujarat Lions. But the problem was that Dinesh Karthik could not muster any support from 2 key batsmen. Jadeja was out for 9 to the bowling of Kariappa, spooning a ball into the hands of Kariappa for 9 of 7 balls. Dwayne Smith was caught by Stoinis attempting a big stroke on the bowling of Patel. He was gone for 4 balls, 1 4. Nath was LBW bowled Kariappa for not. Andy Ty did his bit to give some good company to Karthik by hitting a few 2 boundaries and a 6. but Andy Ty was out, and that only left Dinesh Karthik to do the job. But Dinesh Karthik found the going very tough when the bowlers were bowling, and he was left high and dry, not out on 58 of 44 balls with 6 fours, with Basil Thampi not out on 11, and the Gujrat Lions were restricted to 162 for 7 by the Kings 11 Punjab bowlers. Good job with the Kings 11 Punjab bowlers. Hashim Amla took the man of the match award. Sandeep Sharma 2 for 40. Mohit Sharma bowled well, 1 for 25. Natarajan was oddie, 3 overs, none for 22. Kariyappa did a wonderful job, 4 overs, 2 for 24. Akshar Patel, 4 overs, 2 for 36. And Marcus Stoneys bowled 1 over for 12 runs. So that was it as far as these two matches were concerned in the IPL. Now we head towards Kingston in Jamaica, where we are talking about the third day's play in the first test match, where the West Indies were all out for 286 today. Rain definitely played a role, no doubt about it, with Jason Holder not out on 57 with 7 fours and 2 sixes. But the talk was about Mohammad Amir getting his career best analysis in test cricket. And what a way yesterday, took his first 5-wicket bag after being banned in 2010. And here comes Mohammad Amir getting his test best career analysis of 6 wickets for 44 runs, bowled brilliantly. 26 overs, 11 maidens, 44 runs, and 6 wickets for Mohammad Amir. Mohammad Abbas, 22 4, 63 1 for 66 Riyaz, and 2 for 91 for Yasir Shah. Now it was a turn for Pakistan to bat, and all eyes were on Younis Khan, no doubt about it. And Younis Khan definitely did that. He made 58 runs with 5 fours and 1 6, and en route he also completed 10,000 runs in Test cricket, becoming the first Pakistan batsman to do so as far as Test cricket is concerned. So as we know, there have been legendary names in Pakistan cricket, but Younis Khan becomes the first person in the annals of Pakistan Test history to have reached 10,000 runs mark, and congratulations to him. As far as the Pakistan innings was concerned, Azhar Ali wafted at the delivery, a wide delivery from Alzari Joseph for 15 with 2 boundaries. Ahmed Shahzad got a ball that nipped in to trap him LBW for 31 with 5 boundaries. But Babar Azam and Younis Khan really stemmed the flow by putting up a very good partnership of 131 runs for the third wicket, with Babar Azam looking very confident in his stroke making, and Younis Khan also supporting him well. But as I said, Younis Khan was the next to go as Gabriel picked up his wicket. Caught Brathwaite bowled Gabriel for 58 of 5 fours and 1 6. Babar Azam was out just, I would say, in fact, there was not much of a gap. 185 for 3 when Younis Khan fell, and as soon Younis Khan fell, in fact, Babar Azam also fell. Clean bowled by Gabriel for 72 with 8 fours and 1 6. A good knock from Babar Azam there. And finally, when stumps were drawn for the day, Pakistan were trailing by 85 runs, with Misbah ul Haq not out on 5 and Asad Shafiq not out on 5 apiece. And so that's the match situation. Gabriel had 2 wickets for 37, did a good job. Alzari Joseph 1 for 35, 1 for 40 for Jason Holder. Not going into any of the bowling figures here just due to lack of time. Well, dear fan subscribers, I hope that's it as far as today's cricket broadcast is concerned, and there'll be more to come tomorrow on my next Cricket Happening show. Until then, it's your host Ram taking leave from you, dear friends subscribers, and signing off this on a Sunday. Thank you.